We continue our summer safety series with ways to protect your family at the swimming pool. Drowning is the second leading cause of death for children in this country. And DONMAYS, Senior Director of Product Safety for Consumers Union, the publisher of Consumer Reports, joins us from Clifton, New Jersey this morning. Don, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So let's talk about pools and pools at home. What is the biggest danger for people that do have pools in their homes?
Well, each year there are about 300 children under age 5 that drown in swimming pools. About half of them, or a little more than half, in residential swimming pools. And the biggest danger is the lack of parental supervision.
And that's the one thing we do want to emphasize. We do have some tips for people here, very helpful, but we really want to emphasize there is nothing can replace adult supervision. You have to keep your eyes on your kids every minute that they are around pools. But let's go through some of the safety measures that we have. How can viewers basically improve safety conditions around their pools?
Well, there are certain layers of protection that you can put around your pool. One of the problems that we often see is a child that gets out of the house unbeknownst to the parents. So one of the things that you can do is put on a door alarm on any door that leads into the pool area. This will sound an alarm if the door is open, and it can alert you that a child might be in that pool area. The other thing that's really important is to make sure that you have a fence surrounding the pool. That fence should be at least 4 feet high. It should have a self-closing, self-latching, lockable gate. That prevents kids from getting into the pool area. One of the other devices that we tested that we like a lot is actually a pool alarm. Now, this is something that would clip onto the side of an in-ground pool, and if someone or something falls into the pool, it will sound an alarm both in the house as well as at the pool. This pool guard alarm is actually top rated by Consumer Reports.
Basically just sends off a huge signal that makes it, I guess, very easy for parents or anybody that's tending to kids to know someone has kind of broken the seal, so to speak, and is able to get out to the pool.
That's exactly right, and that's really important. One of the other issues that exists with pools is the suction from drains can cause a serious problem. The kids can actually get stuck onto the drain. So one of the new devices that's on the market now is a safe drain cover. It's actually dome-shaped that you can't totally seal. If a child or adult actually was to form a tight seal over a regular drain, the suction would hold them underwater and you don't have enough force to actually release it. So this is actually a good thing to have as a safety drain, but if the drain cover is ever missing, the backup system is a safety vacuum release system. This senses the suction at the drain. If the suction becomes too high, it automatically turns off the pump to release the suction so somebody can escape. It's a good backup system.
Can I ask you about just some inflatable pools? If people have those inflatable pools in their backyard, are those safe?
Well, they're very popular, but Consumer Reports recommends against the purchase of inflatable pools. The reason why is that since the year 2001, there have been more than 200 deaths, drowning deaths of children. 94% of those children are under age 5. The problem is these pools are very inexpensive, and it is highly unlikely that somebody's going to put an expensive fence around those pools to keep them safe. Plus, their sides are pliable, so it's easy for a child to topple in the pool and drown. So Consumer Reports actually recommends against their purchase. Yeah,
now I see some of the other things on the table right there. You say it's always a good idea to have some, like you've got the life preserver, first aid kit, always good to have that around the house in the event of an emergency.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. A life preserver, first aid kit, even a waterproof cordless phone at the pool area, I think is really good. Also, this is a hook to fish somebody out of the water if they get into trouble.
And final question for you. I know we talk about chlorine, pH levels. I mean, there are different ways in which pools can be unsafe aside from drowning like we've been talking about, but you think that's key as well.
Well, in one survey, 47% of the people said that they practice some unsafe or unhealthy practices in a pool, which can contaminate a pool. So it's very important to keep the pH level up and keep the chlorine level up to kill any kind of bacteria. Simple test kits like this can actually test for the chlorine to make sure that it's at the right level.
Okay, and essentially all this stuff is pretty affordable as well, too, correct?
That's absolutely right. It's all affordable, but it's so important to prevent accidental drowning.
All right. Hey, Don, thanks so much. We do appreciate it. Very good tips for us this morning. But we do, like we said, want to emphasize nothing beats adult supervision. Never take your eyes off the kids when they're around water. DONMAYS, thank you. Good to see you.
That's right.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.